I'm Brittany, and this is Brooklyn, and she's 7 weeks, and this is Bailey, and she just turned 2.
And who are you?
This is Grandma.
I'm Gigi.
Gigi. Glamorous
Gigi.
grandma.
Yeah. Not Grandma, it's Gigi.
Okay, Gigi. All right, let's hear your story.
So, Bailey, when she was born, she had her vitamin K and Hep B. First night in the hospital, she stayed up all night just screaming, just wailing. We didn't know why. She was just wailing all night long. It was miserable. So we came home, and she was just a very unhappy little girl all the time. She was always crying, no matter what. And
Wheels on the bus.
So we went in for her 1 month, and she got another Hep B. We went in for we hear. We go in for her 2 months, and she got everything that was on the CDC schedule. We walked out of that office. I couldn't even tell you one vaccine she just got and what disease it prevented.
How old is she when she had all those vaccines?
2 months. So we went back, and she was continuously not a happy little gal. Just very particular about everything. 4 months rolls around, and that's when we went back and got more. So same thing. I left. Couldn't have told you a single vaccine she had. Couldn't have told you what polio. Hep B. I couldn't tell you what anything was. I had no idea. So we go home. She had the high fever and everything, and of course we gave her Tylenol because that's what the doctor said to do. And a few days later, we started noticing she had these twitches, and she started twitching just a little bit here and there, just little like spasms she would have, and then she would start spacing out, and then her arms would start flailing up, and she couldn't stop it. Her whole head would just go like this, and she couldn't control it. And it started happening about 20 to 30 times a day was when it got the worst. And we went in for her 6-month appointment, and Gigi came along, and I took a video of it before we went in. And I showed our pediatrician, and I said, "What do you think this is? To me, it looks like a seizure, but I don't know." And I didn't know what to think. So, of course, I showed it to her, and she goes, "It looks like her ear hurts from teething." And she's pulling her head to her ear because she's teething. And I said, I looked at my mom, and I said, "There's no way." I know, honey, I know your eye hurts. And I was like, "There's no way. That's not her teething. Babies cry when they're teething. They bite their hands when they're teething. They don't bring their whole arm up next to their head." And okay, honey. Do you want to get down? Okay. And I said, "There's no way." And we left that office, and I told my mom, "That's BS. We're not going back." And so I was like, "We need to find a new pediatrician's opinion. We're not going back there because she doesn't understand." And so we didn't go back there. And that's when I started meeting people in our community, and I met my friend Brittany, whose children were vaccine injured. And she said to me, "Do you think that could be a reason?" And I thought to myself, no, because the doctor didn't say so, and the doctor didn't say that was why. We just need to go see a neurologist. That's our problem. So, and she said, "Well, why don't you start like detoxing, try to eat organic, try to just be a little bit healthier, see what happens." So we started doing detox baths with Epsom salt, and we went to a chiropractor, and we started all of that. And slowly but surely, they started going away, and we stopped vaccinating. We didn't even go see a pediatrician at this point because I didn't trust any of them. So we went and saw a chiropractor, and he agreed, like, I can't technically diagnose her, but the vaccines was why. So she hadn't seen a doctor since she was 6 months old, and we just took her on Tuesday, and we showed her.
Tuesday.
Yes, we took her to the new pediatrician, and I showed her the same video that we showed the first one. We showed her the same exact video, and she goes, "I can't diagnose it, but that's a seizure." And I said, "Well, what do we do?" And she said, "Well, since she's not having them anymore, we can't do anything." And I'm like, "Well, can't we at least get a diagnosis? We can't get anything?" And they said, "No." She said, "If you want, we can refer her to a neurologist, and then you can go ahead and vaccinate after that." And I said, "No, we're not doing that." I said, "We'll go to a neurologist and get a medical exemption if we can, but there's no way we are going to her to get vaccines." And she was like, okay, well, they're really great with accepting parental choice. But when I became pregnant with her, I was like, no way. We are not putting ourselves through that again. We're not putting her through that again. And she's still particular. She still has her quirks about her, but she's still. But I mean, when she was an infant, you couldn't hold her the right way. You couldn't bounce her the right way. The only time she was happy was when she was nursing. Okay. And it was just a really hard time for us. So that's her story. And we are so, so thankful that we saw the light and somebody opened our eyes to everything, because who knows where she could be if we continued vaccinating. Who knows where she could be if we did the MMR. I mean, she could be 6 feet under, because she could have died from a seizure. I mean, it's heartbreaking. So.
And it's so wonderful to see how well she's doing. How old is she now?
She just turned 2 in August.
She's doing brilliantly.
Yeah, she's a very smart little girl.
She is, and she loves her sister.
She loves her sister.
And you guys have got it figured out now.
Yes,
So.
we're so happy, because who knows what could have happened if we vaccinated her. Same genetics, same dad. It could have just been the same thing all over again.